Hi, White Lotus fans. Welcome back to Tori Talks with Dr. S. I'm Tori. This is Dr. S. Today we'll discuss the penultimate episode of White Lotus Season 3. It's episode 7 called Killer Instincts. All right, I really liked that throughout the episode, there's this slow-mo Muay Thai fighting happening because it really just kind of goes with the theme of what they're all feeling.
Like the tension, it's building up.
Yes.
It's going to explode. We already know that something is going to happen. There's going to be like a shootout. Like what's it called?
There were a lot of shots fired. Someone goes nuts.
Yes.
I don't know. All right, so we'll begin with Rick and Frank at Sritala and Jim's house, feeding them a bunch of BS about a movie project. But this is where you had said in a previous review, maybe do some research about, like,
watch her movies.
Sritala. You just start there. Just even look up the title on imdb.com.
The fact that she just name a movie and you can't name one, so suspicious. Like, wouldn't
she
do a little homework?
Yeah, I know. So this is all just to get Rick alone with Jim so he can yell at him, tell him, I know who you are. Now, when he says his mother's name, there's definitely a moment where Jim repeats it back, as if to say, I know that name.
Yes.
Now, I think you also believe, too, that this is possibly actually Rick's father. Do you still believe that Jim is... I do.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's possible.
Because when they said, when the mother said he died, maybe it's more like, you're dead to me.
Yes.
Yeah, right? That's, yes.
Yeah.
So... Either way, this is the moment. He pulls the gun out. This is your chance to do what you've been wanting to do for so many years. And all he can do is push him out of his chair.
It's like, I think he has some type of awareness, right? That, like, what's he going to do?
Yeah.
Like, what's it going to heal for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It probably wouldn't heal anything. So it was kind of like a good, healthy move for him, right?
Right. What makes him underwhelming for the viewer, because you're waiting for this, is actually the most healthy.
Yeah.
The most healthy. He didn't have to push him, but he did a good job.
But at least he got a little dig.
Ooh.
Just like a little dig, like a little petty moment.
Yes.
Sometimes it feels good to be petty.
Maybe a little bit.
Like a little bit. Sorry.
Yeah,
Just be real.
I know.
I mean, White Lotus is all about, like, being real with, like, the feelings, emotions, motivations behind your actions.
Yeah,
so, like,
for sure.
Like, yeah.
No, it's okay. Well, I think Rick didn't love the way he handled it, so Rick and Frank go out and party. Because Frank is clearly off the wagon again. When they offered him drinks, he said, all right.
Sure, why not? Okay, so are we concerned that in the finale, because they're still out, right? When this episode ends, they're still out.
Yes.
So when we get back to the finale, we're going to see what they're doing. And now knowing what Frank was doing when he was last not sober... what's going to happen in this episode? And is Frank going to get sucked into that?
Rick and Frank are going to be...
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that.
I didn't think of it till now either, but now that we're like kind of, processing it together, I am concerned.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a very valid concern.
And if we know anything about White Lotus, there are sometimes things in the finale that are just like, what the F?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about more awkward conversation. So Saxon confronts his dad about what he can sense what's going on. The monkeys can sense what's going on around. Like, he's off and he's drinking a lot. So he said, I want to be a part of this company and like the success and the future of it and blah, 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 all that stuff. So just tell me, is something going on? And I kind of wanted him to tell him what was going on.
I felt bad for him for the first time.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was like, he just wants to like take over the family business and be a good son.
And then is his dad, though, being a good dad by not making him worry about it, though? I don't know.
I don't think so, because then his son, like, works there, too. He's going to be implicated and, like, not be aware? Or is it better that he's not aware because then he's not, like, liable?
That's what I'm saying. Is Tim maybe doing the right thing, even though I wanted to... Again, I wanted more from Rick with Jim. I wanted more, like, think... But that's what Mike White is so good about, building up this, it's going to happen, and then it doesn't happen, which might even be more... cool and different than it actually happening the way you think it's going to.
Yes.
So at Greg Gary's party, Saxon is invited to sleep with Chloe in front of Greg Gary because she explains this story.
The telling of the story is amazing.
I can't believe it. Greg Gary told Chloe about him walking in on his parents doing it and watching, and then that kind of messed with his head, and now in some way he wants to see that.
It's like his
because
fantasy now, like to relive the trauma. And
I've heard of that before.
The shot of Greg Gary just sitting there, though, that look on his face, even though I hate him, that was such like a good encapsulation. I was like, oh, that's like good acting right there.
Yeah,
just like the look on his face is good acting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, good job.
That's true.
Yeah, even though I hate you, but yeah, the fact that I hate you, good job.
Also, good job, Saxon, for saying, no,
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. But he's still on this whole Chelsea kick. I feel like she's a challenge to him. So he tries to say, oh, I'll do your spiritual practices. We'll meditate together. And obviously in hopes that something more will happen. But I really like that Chelsea is staying super faithful to Rick. Because she has said, oh, he's my soulmate, or however she says it.
I love it.
I don't know why I went Irish with that. But like, she really loves Rick.
Yeah.
So that's a nice, healthy relationship.
Yes.
Well, healthy. Whatever. Pretty solid relationship.
Right.
We don't know what Rick is doing
So
off
far,
with Frank.
from what we've seen, it's so far
They're
okay.
pretty solid,
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
So she, thank God, she turns him down.
Yes.
Saxon, you're so annoying.
Yes.
Anyway, Lachlan, his brother, is off with Piper, and he wants to stay with Piper for a year. And you know what? After what you did with your brother, I wouldn't blame you for wanting to be away from him.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah.
Do you think he should stay with her?
I just feel like if I was Piper, this is like my thing. Like
True.
maybe he needs to go to like another temple. Like if he's really serious, he should go do it somewhere else because like she needs to separate herself from like her past, right? I think. So, and if he wants to do the same, he should do it on his own.
Yeah.
So I would be annoyed. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Good point. I would be too. All right, let's talk about the ladies. The three ladies, Jacqueline, Lori, and Kate. So it's really, tensions are really, really high right now. So there's even more than the last episode of, Kate, you're fake and you're just selfish. I mean, Lori's just on a rampage.
They're
she said,
like
F you all.
no holding back.
Yes. Now,
like,
Kate, in some ways I relate to her. You don't want to rock the boat, or, you know, we're friends, but also is she being honest with herself? But also you don't have to say everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it's hard.
It's really difficult.
You want to be truthful, but then you don't want to be hurtful. And then what's the purpose?
Yeah,
like
what is the purpose?
Yeah, is it productive? Is it going to bring you closer?
Doesn't matter. Yeah,
so
I
it's
know.
hard.
Well, Lori decides to have a little rendezvous with one of Valentin's friends. And after they're done, he asks her for money.
So he's like a con man?
Yeah, I mean, she also, when she's sneaking out, she sees the snake bracelet. It's so clear now that they were the ones that, well, obviously Guy Talk has that vision of, right, when he's recounting, the bald Russian guy, and then he sees him. He
so that
puts
part's
it
coming together. So now we are, because you already had suspected Valentin from the very beginning.
Because he distracted Guy Talk.
So now it's like, okay, that's confirmed.
Yes.
Here.
So I'm getting really worried for Guy Talk, to be completely honest with you.
Too.
I'm afraid that he calls them out on the robbery, and then he's the one that they start shooting at, and then just in a blaze of gunfire, they just go nuts. So what did you think about Guy Talk and Mook in their little interaction together? Their date, maybe?
Their date? I mean, I still don't see like Mook's game plan. Right? I don't feel...
Do you still think she has ulterior motives?
I get the sense that she does.
Okay.
But I'm not positive. Yeah. And he obviously is very smitten with her.
Yes.
But yeah, and I feel like he's trying to be someone he's not because of that, and I feel bad for him.
I do too.
Yeah.
I think I've been suspicious of her all along, but there's really been nothing she's done for me to be suspicious of her.
So then that makes me feel bad. Like, why am I suspicious of her?
But this is Mike White. This is his kind of creation. So he will push boundaries. He will piss off viewers. So I don't know. Probably at the end, it will be something where she rides off in the sunset with another bodyguard of sorts.
And so
but why?
I've been kind
Does
of
she like the
hesitant
attention?
to like share because I don't want to be like stereotypical. But like I'm Thai. Right?
Yep.
And in my family, I won't say this is something that is true of all Thai people, but in my family, there is a emphasis on getting promoted, having a better job, and, you know, only being with a successful man. And so I kind of see that mentality in Mook.
Okay.
And so that's maybe why I kind of like am worried for him. But I don't want to say that is a characteristic of Thai people, but within my family, it's there.
I'm sure Mike White would take that into consideration when researching these roles and writing these roles, right? What's their culture like? Maybe that's
Yeah, and I'm sure it's not just my family, but I just want to say that it's all Thai families, you know.
Yes.
But yeah, so I just get this vibe from her where but you're right though. There's no concrete evidence.
I know.
So then I do feel bad, like being suspicious of her too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be twists all around for this last episode, which there's only one left. Yeah, this season's been different. It's been a very slow burn, but also just like that. Okay, we're suspicious of her, but then nothing happens, and then Rick's confronting Jim, but then like
nothing
not
happened.
Right.
Yes.
A lot of it is not really a lot is happening.
Well, the final episode's going to be like an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh,
Like a movie.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
So then things are going to happen.
Yes.
Because they have to.
Yes.
And I remember one of the actresses who said it. The actress that plays Chloe in an interview, I think just yesterday, said that we're going to be mad at Mike White after we see the finale.
Wow.
We are going to be mad at him. So I think that's all she could say. And that makes me think Guy Talk's going to die.
Die?
I think he'll be shot. I think he might be the floating body.
He's
Again,
the
because
nice
he's
guy,
the
right?
sweetest one and the one we feel the most for.
Well, so I feel the most for him and Ponchai.
Oh.
So if he dies, I'll be very sad. Because
he's defending Belinda, and that's how he dies.
Oh my gosh.
It's chivalrous.
So do you think the red herring is Mr. Ratliff? Because
yes.
I feel like he's the most obvious to, like he's fantasizing about killing himself, killing his family. He took the gun.
Well, Guy Talk did get the gun back, but still, yes.
He's the most easy target. Easy, not target, but suspect, right?
Yes.
So it's probably not going to be him.
And then some people are throwing around the theory that it's Saxon, like he just can't live with himself after what he did with his brother.
Yeah.
But I don't think so. He's got too much pride.
Yeah, and I mean, I know that what he did with his brother is icky, but it's not enough to shoot up people.
Yeah,
he doesn't
to go
seem
nuts.
that mentally unstable,
right?
To me. So let's go through some of the other people. Like Rick.
I don't think it's Rick.
Yeah, he didn't kill even the guy who he thought he wanted to kill.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it could depend on what happens on the night out with Frank, though. Because if he comes back with like some guilt or some kind of feelings, you know, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't see it either. I don't see it.
I think it has something to do with the three Russian men, and something goes wrong when Guy Talk tries to call them out, and then
one of them's going to be the shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's just go completely crazy. Maybe one of the women is a shooter. Maybe Belinda is. Maybe she gets threatened by Greg Gary,
Belinda could be the shooter.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe Belinda, and then her son's there. She's got to protect him. I don't know. I know he's often doing a meditation session, but
we know that he sees the body float by in the very opening, right? He's kind of in the like there. So
maybe that's Greg Gary, or maybe one of the three ladies. I don't think it's Kate. I don't think that's very godly. You know, she's a very religious woman. Jacqueline, no, she's got a lot going. Lori could be. I don't feel like she went that nuts, that off the handle, like that she was going to shoot him up.
Yeah, they don't seem it.
Fabian,
actually, he's a little like fragile. I think he's gonna something with him singing is gonna be very embarrassing. And sometimes the overcoming of something embarrassing, it's like you don't think there's any way out of it.
He can't come back.
Yeah, so I need to get rid of the witnesses. It seems a little crazy because he's not like a violent, aggressive person.
Yes.
But, I mean, I don't know. Who else is on the table?
Could Chloe? No.
Chloe's so... Yeah, she doesn't seem...
I'm sticking with the Russians.
Yeah.
And they shoot Guy Talk because he calls him out on it.
I just feel like they're already violent. Like, it's expected. I feel like...
It's like, it would be like Greg Gary. He shot somebody because he would maybe do that.
And if we're going to be mad... Yeah, I guess it depends on if we're mad at the person doing the violence or the person getting killed, right? Because, we would be mad if Guy Talk was killed. Because poor guy. What if it's Mook?
What if it's Chelsea? But who would kill Chelsea?
Yeah.
Saxon finally is sick of being rejected by her, and he shoots her. What?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, he just doesn't seem... Yeah, I don't know.
We haven't gotten enough crazy.
I can't believe, I don't have any strong...
I went with the easy route, the Russians and Guy Talk. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Maybe it's better this way. Maybe that's why he has done a slow burn, so nobody's super obvious.
So okay. So I feel like we have to end with like
final answer.
Final answer.
Yeah, Guy Talk calls them out because I would be very mad if he dies.
Okay, so you're gonna go with one of the three.
One of the three Russians.
And I'm gonna go with tell me the manager's name again.
Fabian.
Fabian. Okay, I'm just going with Fabian.
Yeah.
Just like instinct. I don't know.
That'd be my second.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we only have a little bit of time to get the answer.
I know. Let us know what your predictions are for who's the killer, who dies, and comment below, and then we'll see you for the finale. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.